All right, job notes, big, huge, important as far as communication goes for you guys, especially when you're small. You're going to think, well, I can just remember it all in my head and then we won't forget things. Well, you will, especially as you start to get multiple jobs going or multiple monitors being done or demos in the same day. It's going to make it really hard for you guys to keep your notes proper and to keep your billing accurate so that you get paid for everything that you do. Especially being important whether or not you bill regular hours or after hours. So it's important. Did you do this in the middle of the day on a Saturday, or did you do this in the middle of the day on a Wednesday? Okay, all those types of things are going to help you, and especially as you grow. I used to have 18 trucks between carpet cleaning and water damage, and over 20 some odd technicians, and it became really difficult for billing, for payments, for next day scheduling if we didn't have some type of a format on our note. So key is to have whoever's writing this note to do it before they leave the job site so it's accurate. It's going to take a minute, but so does everything, right? And then your hassle doesn't have to be big down the road with trying to remember everything. So we've got a number format that I'm going to show you here. Make sure they write it before they leave the job site. I've said like 3 times. Hopefully you'll get it. And let me just kind of walk through this first one. So first day is basically you write it in a 1 through 6. All right. First meaning what's the source? What's the category? Is it after hours? How many levels or chambers, depending on what you're doing? Big thing with those is it's a lot of your billing information. Is it category 1, 2, or 3? Is it after hours? How many levels? So if I'm an estimator and I see there's 2 levels or there's 3 chambers or whatever, I automatically know that they should have at least 1 dehumidifier per level or chamber, or at least 1 air scrubber. Or if I've got multiple levels, did we put an E-test down for heat? If it says it was after hours, then I've got to make sure I'm checking for the services that were done after hours. So these are things that take your invoice from $2,500 to $3,500 or $5,000, all in one line here at the beginning of the notes format. Then what was affected, what type of areas, type of flooring, type of walls, things like that. That's number 2. Number 3 is easily just remember, what did you do that visit when you were there? So I'm sure there's lots of things I'm missing here, but it's just an idea for you. What was the scope? Did we get the work off, health questionnaire, document signed? Did we mark the walls with the blue tape? Or however you mark them, maybe use the dot system. Did we get extraction done? Did we pull the pad, containment equipment? A lot of the contents. Did we move the contents? Did we block and pad? Did we protect them? Sprayed antimicrobial appliances. How many people, how many hours were on the job site this first day? The lockbox, do we have one, or did we collect a deposit for a self-pay? Number 4, okay, is going to be what's your next step? This is really going to help the person who's doing a schedule for the next day. So they can say, okay, when are we going to come back? How many people do we need? Is there any additional equipment that we ran out of or that we forgot that we need? And is there any special instructions to access the property? So those things, as they go into this note, let's just say we do a job at 9 in the morning, we're done by noon. Whoever's doing your schedule can start to look at these notes as the day goes on and put tomorrow's schedule together as the day is moving forward. And by the end of the day, your schedule is pretty much done. Of course, there's always weird scheduling with emergency calls, but that's normal. All right, number 5, a lot of people skip this one just because they don't understand the purpose of it. But number 5 is to help your marketing team. So whether that's you, the owner, or you've got some outside salespeople or a BDM, if you can get this insurance information claim number, agent is honestly what we're really going for. Who is the local agent, if there is one, on this claim? And then how can our team go do marketing efforts to them? So you get a call today, let's say it's Monday at 9 o'clock. You guys get out there by 10:30. You leave by 1 o'clock. The outside salesperson assigned to these jobs can easily look in here and say, okay, here's the agent's name. They can look them up. They didn't get a phone number. They can call that and give an update on this job. So instead of walking in there trying to gain their trust through cookies and smiles and handshakes and all these other things, which are good, they can actually call and say, hey, your client, Mrs. Jones, last night had let's just say a kitchen leak. We responded, got our dehumidifier, air scrubber, air movers out there appropriately. Would you like me to send you over some photos so you know exactly what's going on with the claim? So now they get to see that you document properly and that you communicate properly. if you will actually listen to this, this is a huge way to boost your insurance agent work right here. All right. PS is just any additional information like any health and safety issues, in the home. Maybe there's small children, maybe somebody has allergies, maybe we have to be really careful with, some antiques or something like that. So number 6 is just kind of giving everybody a warning of anything additional that needs to be done. So that's what your first day looks like. Now, after that, you go back. If you did your note good the first day, then your notes the second day until the end are a lot easier. They're a lot smoother. They actually now, we're still going to keep the format of 1 through 6, but if we've got all of our information, then we just put not applicable, not applicable. Number 3, what did you do? Number 4, what's the next step? And not applicable because we got the insurance information the first day, and then any additional information on the number 6. Okay, the key is the format. So it makes the brain constantly be going through, did I add any more here? This. And so you just constantly go through this. It's going to take, an extra 15 seconds to put a couple of NAs and things like that, but it's going to keep you and your crews in the process of always asking yourself, did any of this additional information help? Okay, let's go to an example real quick. And I did this a while ago, as you can see, 4 years ago, roughly. But supply line to the basement toilet, category 1, after hours. Okay, what did I miss? I didn't tell you how many levels. Now, I kind of did, right? It says basement toilet. So we probably know there's 1 level, right? So it kind of does answer the question. But did we set up 1 chamber, 2 chambers, things like that, okay? Number 2, bathroom. Tile floor in the walls, 2 bedrooms, halls, carpet and pad, baseboards, and some drywall. So it gives me a basic idea of what type of materials I'm going to be working with. We've got what did we do is number 3, right? We scoped the job with the infrared camera and marked the walls. I don't know why that one. There we go. Blue tape, signed the work authorization, extracted with the water claw, pulled the pad content, moved, blocked, and protected. Boom, 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 boom. Collected my deposit of $1,000 on a self-pay. Okay, now, person who's doing the schedule, come back tomorrow, right? On this particular one, I said we're going to monitor between 11 and 1. Bring 5 more air movers for the bedrooms and a power box. 1 guy for 2 hours of work. Client call 30 minutes before you come. Number 5 is the information for the claim. We've got State Farm. We've got a claim number. Agent Marie Jones is the agent, and there's her phone number. Number 6, asbestos testing needs to be done before the demo of the drywall. So see how easy that little information is. It takes a little bit. If you're using an app like Encircle, you can certainly just talk it in there into the notes. Put your initials of who it was so everybody knows if there is a question, they know who to contact with that, who that goes. So that's day 1. Day 2, we come back. No additional information on this one. Oh, guess what? Same, plus we found some water in unfinished storage room today. So that's good for the estimator to realize there's an additional area that needs to be added. Added the room scope sheet for the storage room, added 4 air movers in the storage room, also added the additional 5 air movers as requested to the bedrooms, power box, and added an E-test due to the basement temperature being 69 degrees. Filled out the room scope sheets for all 5 areas and removed the baseboard. Okay, back to number 4, monitor on the 22nd between 11 and 1. Called 30 minutes before, 2 guys, 3 hours to monitor and demo the drywall. All right. Boom. Asbestos testing came back, non-detect. Okay. So each day gets a little easier. And then when we get to the final one here on the pulling of the equipment, well, day before, but monitored, pulled 12 air movers, 1 large DHU, left 7 air movers, extra large DHU, power box, E-test, and air scrubber. So now the estimator knows what got pulled on the 23rd. We go to the 24th. Monitored, pulled all equipment, COS was signed, client did a Google review. Easy, simple little format. So whatever format you guys decide, make it consistent. If you get these big, long paragraphs, I learned people won't read them. And you get frustrated because you're reading a bunch of information that you don't understand or that you don't need at that time. So if you have this 1 through 6 or whatever format you come up with, if you need to know what the scheduling information is, you go to 4. If you're an estimator and you need to know what they did that day for billing or to verify out versus photos or compare versus photos, you go to number 3. If you need to know if there was asbestos testing done or anything like that, you go to number 6. So I promise you, if you'll use some type of a format when doing your jobs and putting the job notes into your systems, or even maybe it's emailed back to the office if that's all you've got in the beginning. That format is going to help your communication is going to be a whole lot better, and everybody in the office is going to have access to that note. Plus, when you go to do your billing, you're not going to miss as many things. It's going to make you more profitable. So again, that's what we're here at RMS, is to help you with being more profitable in your restoration business, communicating better, and decreasing your headaches. So hopefully you understand job notes. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We'll help you individually. Thanks.